Okay. In this lecture today, we are going to have a practice of file management. So we are going to practice how file management works. Is basically what we are going to look at this time. File management is basically a way of managing files. Is a way of organizing our work on computers. We have so many ways of organizing things. Like you can be in your house, you can build a house, but it is just a shell. But this house, you can have rooms. Now these rooms, you can decide, and you say in this room I'm going to make it a master bedroom. So you call it a master bedroom. This room, I'm going to call it, it's going to be the kitchen. This room is going to be a living room. This room is going to be a visitor's room. This one is going to be a garage. So the same thing also happens on our computer. We can organize our files by allocating which space takes what. So in this scenario, which I'm going to share on the screen, you have just been hired as an intern at Milton Enterprise, a company that deals with business consultancy services. Now, you can imagine a company, it is having a lot of files which are being typed on the computer. And this is a business consultancy service. It has clients, it has finance files, it has project files, HR files, and so on and so forth. So if you don't organize these files very well, at one point, the client is going to come back and he needs a document. But if you need to organize it very well, the client may not know where you may not know yourself where this document is. You may have files which have to do with URA. If you are not organized very well, when URA comes around, you don't know where to search the file. So your manager has noticed that the company's digital files are disorganized, making it difficult to retrieve important documents. Like I've said, if URA came and says, we need your records of revenue payments for the year 2024. The question is, can you easily locate the files of year 2024 if this company has existed for the last 15 years? So your task is to reorganize the company's file system using Windows file and folder management techniques. So this lecture is going to teach us how to prepare these files using Windows file techniques. So we are going to do this practically. And it says create a new folder structure. Now remember the house which you have said, it is just a shell. So think of that folder as just a shell. And this shell, we are going to subdivide it. So instructions are open file folder and navigate to the documents folder. We are going to do that. Then create a new main folder named Milton Enterprise Files. So now that is the shell of the house. So we are going to create a main folder. And this folder, technically we call it a parent folder. So we are going to create a parent folder. Now inside, we are going to subdivide this folder. So our house now is going to be subdivided into rooms. And these rooms, we are going to give them names. So inside this folder, the parent folder, we are going to have what we call child folders. And these child folders, all these rooms, we are going to give them names. Like we would say this is a bedroom, this is a sitting room, this is a bathroom, this is a kitchen. So we are going to create other folders and we are going to give them names. And for our scenario, we are going to create a clients folder, finance folder, projects folder, and HR folder. So after that, the instructions are instructing us to rename folders and files. So within the projects folder, create a new folder named Project Alpha. Now, even if you have created a room, a sitting room, you can even partition that sitting room. And you say you put a store inside the sitting room. So you can create a folder within a folder. And this is called, these are subfolders. So you can create as many subfolders as you can. So let us first do the first step. We are going to go to documents, and under documents, we are going to create a folder there, which is going to be called Milton Enterprise Files. So I share another screen. Okay, in this screen, I'm going to go to documents. Then under documents, we are going to create a folder. So steps of creating a folder, we shall right click any empty space. After right clicking the empty space, then it will bring new. Under new, you click on folder. Then we are going to type the name which is given, that is Milton Enterprise Files. And we shall press enter. So the parent folder now is created. The parent folder which has been told us to, which they have told us to create has been created, that is the Milton Enterprise Files. But remember, inside the Milton Enterprise Files, we are supposed to create 4 other folders. That is the clients folder, finance, projects, and HR. So we are going to double click this folder, or you can right click it, and you can right click the folder and choose open it, or you can double click the folder, open it. Now, when you open this folder, when you look up here, it is telling you that this folder is found in documents and it is called Milton Enterprise Files. So inside this folder, again, we are going to create 4 folders. Remember the same steps which we used, that is right clicking, then new, then folder. So begin with the clients folder. Then again, we right click, new, folder. Then we have projects folder. Right click, new, folder. Finance. And again, we right click, new, folder, then HR. So now we have our 4 folders which we have created. We have the clients folder, finance folder, HR folder, and projects folder. Now, inside these folders, that's where we are going to create other folders. So any work to do with the projects of Milton Enterprise, if Milton Enterprise deals with, if there's some work for projects, we shall go inside the projects. But even these projects, they can have names. Maybe you can have a humanitarian project. Maybe you can have child care project. and so on and so forth. Each project still is going to have its own folder. So when we go back, we have been told rename folders. We are going to rename now folders. And so within the projects folder, we are going to create a new folder named Project Alpha. Now, these people have a project which is called Alpha. So we are going to go inside and we create another folder now which is for Projects Alpha. According to okay. So we go inside projects, and under projects, again, we are going to right click. Then we are going to come to new folder. And we are going to create projects Alpha. So that folder Project Alpha is created. And that's where we are going to put in information for the Project Alpha. So inside Project Alpha, create a text file and rename it to project plan.txt. So we are told inside the Project Alpha, we are going to create a text file. And we are going to give it a name, project plan text. So we are going to open the project's alpha. Now, when you look up here, we are under documents and Milton Enterprise, and we are in projects. Now, the moment we open projects alpha, you can see again, it's saying we are in project alpha. So it is telling us we are on documents under Milton Enterprise files, then projects, then project alpha. And inside project alpha, we are going to create a new file, text file, which is called project plan. Project plan, and we shall press enter. Okay. So this is how we organize files on our computer. So rename the client's folder to customer records. Now, they are telling us to rename the client's folder and call it customer records. But when you look here, we are under project alpha. So we have to go back until when we get to where the client's folder is. So we go back step by step. So we are going to press there's a back arrow here up. When you click on it, it's going to take you one step back. So it takes you now to Project Alpha. And you have seen here it has deleted Project Alpha. It is now inside projects. Again, a step back until now when we see the clients. And this client folder, we have been told to call it customer records. So it means we are going to change its name. It is no longer, now if it is a house, maybe you have decided that this house is called the master bedroom. But later on you discover and you say, no, let this one be the visitor's room. So it means you are going to change the name of that bedroom. So even here, you may have said a folder is called clients, but later on your boss comes and says, no, let us call it customer records instead of clients. So what we are going to do, we are going to right click that folder. There are two ways of doing it. Let me first do the first one. You right click, and then after right clicking, you are going to choose rename. That is one way. Or you can just select it, and then you choose the rename icon up there. So let me right click. Then I'll choose rename. Now it depends on the Windows you are using. For those who are using Windows 11, this is what you will see. But those who are using Windows 10 or any Windows which is below Windows 11, when you right click, you'll see a word rename from the menu that appears. You will not see this. Those who are using Windows 10, Windows 7, you will not see this. So for you, you are going to see a name here which say a tool here which says rename. But for Windows 11, you are not going to see rename, you'll see this. But for Windows 11, if you want to see rename, you can click on show more options. So if you click on show more options, it will show you the rename which other people are seeing, which is here. That is for Windows 11, but it has been condensed. So other Windows, it will be easier to see the rename icon. So we choose the rename. So it is going to highlight the name, and we are going to change it to customer records. Then we so we give it a name, customer records. So next, we want to move these files. Want to move these files. So they are telling us download a sample invoice file and place it inside the downloads folder. So we are going to download a sample invoice file and place it inside the downloads folder. So how do we download it? That is also something which we need to learn. So let me share another screen. So we shall go to Google. Just go to Google and just put a sample invoice. Sample invoice. Can call it PDF template, any sample invoice file. Okay, it means sample invoice PDF document. Okay, there are so many there. Can download any. This one's wants me to try. No. I need one which is already created. Sample invoice file PDF. Let me click on this. Okay, that is it. It downloads. So I'm going to click the download button. The download button up here. So when you click on it, you save. And it's going to be saved. You select a folder which is called downloads. So on your left here, look for a folder which is called downloads. Then you click save. So I have downloaded it. Okay, let's unshare this and go back to our original work. Okay, so the instructions say download a sample invoice file, which we have done, and place it inside the downloads folder. That's what we have done. We have placed it inside the downloads folder. So it's move the invoice file to the finance folder move the invoice file to the finance folder. Remember, we created a finance folder. Inside ABCD enterprises files. So when you look at this, we have not yet created a folder for ABC enterprise files. So we have not yet created that folder. So this question now requires us to go inside the finance folder and first of all create ABC enterprise files. After creating it, then we paste that file there. So that is practically what we are going to do. So we open the finance folder. Then we are going to create there a folder, which folder we are going to call ABC Enterprise Files. Okay, so after creating that folder, then we are going to come back to downloads. Remember, we created our file, put it in downloads. So you come to downloads. So you select that file. After selecting it, then you click the copy button. Or when you do copy, you are going to take a copy of this file. But if you want to take the entire file totally from there, then we do the cut. So the best thing here, if you are moving, then we are going to do the cut because the instructions say move. So we shall do the cut. Or you can right click. Again, you see the cut for Windows 11. Those of you who are using Windows 10 downwards, you will see the word cut on the list. So I'll cut. So when you cut it, it becomes faint. And then this file now is waiting for you to move it to a new place. So our new place where I want to move it, we can go back a step ahead, or we can go back to our documents there. Then we look for our enterprise, our Milton. You can come to a search here if you have a lot of work, like the work I have in my computer is too much. So it may take, you can either scroll down until when you see it, but to save time, you just come to the search documents there. Remember the folder we are looking for is Milton. So we look for the folder called Milton Enterprise. So we open it. And under Milton, we look for Finance. And under Finance, we look for ABC Enterprise. So when we are there, then we can paste our file, which we cut. So to paste, you can right click and choose paste, or you can press Ctrl V on your keyboard. Or you can click this paste button. So when you right click, you choose paste. So our file now has come there. If you go back to downloads, you will not find that file there. If you come to downloads, that file has disappeared, it's no longer there. So instead, it has gone, I'm using the back arrow. So instead, it has gone back to, so always play with these arrows here. We have the forward arrow and we have the back arrow. These arrows help you to move forward, to move in front. Okay? So when you go to downloads, that is forward, it is not there. When you go back, it has come to. Now when you look at it, is under Milton Enterprise, Finance, ABC, Enterprise Files. Okay, let's go to another instruction. So copy the project plan text file from Project Alpha to the documents folder. Copy the project plan text file from Project Alpha to documents folder. So that is what we are going to do now. When we go to back and step, remember in the projects, we have Project Alpha here, and we have a file there. Now the instruction is telling us to copy, not to move. There is a difference between copy and move. Copy, we simply take a copy of the file. We simply take a copy of the file. That means the original is going to remain. But move, we totally move the entire file. So move, we use cut, but copy, we use the copy command. So there are 2 or 3 ways you can do. You can select a file, then you click the copy button, or you can right-click the file and you choose the copy button, or you can select it and use Ctrl+C on your keyboard, either way. So they have told us to copy. So I'm going to right-click and I'll choose the copy button. And they have told us to take it to the documents folder. So this is the documents folder here. I'm going to right-click the documents folder and I'm going to click paste. So a copy has remained, but when I go to documents here and I scroll down, I should be able to see the plain text file. If I scroll down, I should be able to see it. So the project plan file, which is here in documents, it has come. But remember, because we took only a copy, if you go back one step, where we are, the original is still there. So the move will take the entire document. That is the cut. The moment you use the cut, the entire document is taken. The moment you use move, copy. So we have seen 3 buttons so far. We have seen the rename button. So you can rename a file. You can also rename a folder. We have seen the cut button. So you can cut a file or a folder and move it from where it is and take it to another place. You can also copy a file or a folder. And all this, we use the right-clicking. When you right-click, then we are able to get the menu. So at this stage, everyone should be able to create a folder or create a file, then create subfolders. That is creating a folder within a folder. And then you should be able to create a file inside a folder. You can also be able to rename the file or a folder in case you gave it a wrong name. You can also be able to move a file or a folder to a new location. You can also be able to copy a file or a folder to a new location. At this stage, these are things we have seen. Okay, let us proceed with our practical work. Now we are going to see deleting and restoring files. Deleting and restoring files. So instruction says delete the project plan text file from documents. So we are going to delete it from documents. Remember, we put it in documents, but we no longer need it there. So we look for it, the project plan file. If your files are many, you can even just type here and you search for it if you can't scroll. So I'm just using the scroll button on the right, or is the scroll button is on the right. This one will move you up, then this one will move you down. You can also use arrow keys on the keyboard. So we look for our project plan file and we have been told to delete it. To delete it means to get rid of it. So we are going to right click that file and we are going to hit the delete key, delete tool up there. So when you hit the delete, it is going to disappear. Now the question is, where has it gone? Has it disappeared totally from the computer, or it is still there? So the answer is, it is still there. But it goes to a place which is called a recycle bin. And this recycle bin is found on a desktop. So when you come to the desktop there, you have what we call a recycle bin. And a recycle bin is also a folder, and all the deleted work goes inside the recycle bin. So we are going to look for the recycle bin. You can either scroll and get a recycle bin, or you can type here. You can type the search, and we get a recycle bin. Maybe typing a wrong spelling. Okay, let's go to the desktop and just scroll. Look for recycle bin. That's means someone is calling me here. Okay, I'm back. So now we go to the desktop. The desktop, let me share the screen of a desktop. Okay, desktop, then we look for recycle bin. We are looking for recycle bin. It's not indicating there. Let's see. Why is it not coming here? Recycle. It's not coming there. Then you can search it down here. Recycle. Can use the search button. Recycle. Recycle bin. Sorry about that. So we have the recycle bin shared here. Now, unfortunately, on my computer, I have a lot of things. So if I'm to look for that file, I have to scroll. It will take because I have a lot in the recycle bin. So I can search that file from here. That file was project. Okay, here it comes, project plan. Now we are told to restore this file to take it back where it was. So when we get into the recycle bin, we have three options. We can delete it permanently, and the computer is going to warn you, are you sure that you want to permanently delete this file? Now, the moment I say yes, this file is permanently going to disappear from my computer, never to return. So I'm going to say no because I want to restore the file. But if I choose the restore button, if I right click and I say restore, so it is going to go back where it came from. So I can restore all items. I can also restore just a selected item. So you can choose either restore a selected item or restore all. Restore all will take back everything. But now I'm going to just restore only this one which I have selected. So it has gone back. Now when you go back to documents, you should be able to see the project plan file when it is back. So our project plan file should be back. It is here. It has come back. Okay. So what does this teach us? In case you accidentally delete a file, remember I'm saying a file. I'm not saying your work. We shall see in Microsoft Word something else. But here we are talking of a file or a folder. In case you deleted it accidentally, you can bring it back. But there are some times where you may have typed a document and you don't want it on your computer anymore. So you want to delete it permanently. So after deleting it and it goes to a recycle bin, you also go inside the recycle bin and you totally delete it so that it disappears totally from your computer. But if you just delete, it will go to a recycle bin and you can always find it there. Okay, let us proceed with our practical work. Now, searching for files. How do you search for files? Now, sometimes you may have typed a file, but you don't know where it is. So you can search for this file. How do you do it? Let us see this. So you can come to this PC. So when you click on this PC, now you may have different locations where there are files, but you're not sure where the file is. So you can just come and click on the search because you don't know where you put a file. And the file is called project. Now I have so many files, project. Okay. But the other one was project plan. Project plan dot text. Now you see, the moment you miss out the name, you'll not get it. You have to be very keen of the name which you used. Did you say was ours projects plan? Projects plan. So the moment you miss out the name, it will be hard for the computer to get it, but it's still searching in all its locations. Let me hope we never misspelled the name. Otherwise, the computer will not find it. Let's get the exact spelling. Project plan. Okay. Let me copy the exact spelling. So we go back to this PC, search project plan.txt. And we shall do the search. So it is saying working on it. So in case you don't know where a file is, you can get it like that. Or even a folder, Milton. Milton, let me search Milton Enterprise. The computer will search and search and search. But as you see, it is going to take long because there are so many documents it has to go through. But it will eventually get it. It will eventually get it unless the spelling is wrong. So that is how you can search for a file or a folder in case you don't know where it is. Then let's look at compressing or zipping files. Compressing or zipping files. So sometimes you may need to zip your files. Let's use the folder which we created. That is Milton Enterprise. So we created a folder Milton Enterprise and we need to zip it. Say for example, you may want to send this folder using email, sending it as an attachment. Now, if you're going to send this folder as an attachment using email, it will not go. So for you to be able to send it as an attachment using email, you have to zip it. Even in your coursework, you'll see that instruction to zip, which instructs you to zip your work. So how do you do it? You right click. Then for those who have Windows, other Windows, you see where they send it to. But for Windows 11, you have to come to show more. Then you come to send to. Under send to, you choose compressed or zipped folder. Okay, so you can retain the name of that folder or you can give it a different name. But now I'm going to retain it and I'm just going to press enter. Now when you look at this folder, it is zipped. It is zipped. So now I'm going to send this folder using email. So for example, I have put my coursework there and I want to send it to the lecturer. So let me share the screen now. Another screen. I'll go to my email. I'll go to my email, then I'll click compose. Where I am, the network is slow. That's why it is taking long to load. So compose. So I'll type the email I'm sending to. So I'm sending to Arakauma Nkumba at gmail.com. So always be very careful. Always be very careful of the email address you are sending to. Then the subject, I'll put my student number. I'll put coursework for student 2400100664. Okay. Then I'll put my student number, which is 2400100664. Then I'll put my index number. This helps to identify your work. So I'll put my index number, which is 2025 slash Feb slash BBA, then B2334, then day. So I come to attachment here. I come to attachment. So I click attachment. And attachment, I'm going to go to documents. Then I'm going to look for my zipped folder. If you try to put, now if I try to put this folder, Milton Enterprise, you can see it is not going to come here because it can't attach a folder. It must attach a zipped one. So I look for the one which was zipped. I can even just type here because I know the name Milton. So there, zip.zip. So I select that and I click open. So it is going to attach. So you wait for it to complete. So when it is completed, then I can click send. So it will tell you down your message has been sent. So before you go out of your email, first go to the sent folder to confirm that actually your work was sent. So you go to the sent folder to confirm that your work was sent. Okay. Otherwise, if it was not sent, when you come back to your inbox, it is going to tell you failure delivery. But under the sent, if it is under the sent, then it is sent. Then it was sent. Otherwise, come back to your inbox and say failure delivery. Okay, let me share this. So we are stopping here for now. I want you to go through the first scenario question and do it. Then next time we shall do the second scenario question. If there's anything which is not clear, you can call me or you can come to my inbox and inquire. I wish you a nice time. This is the end of this lecture today. Thank you for attending.